Powerlifting is a sport composed by three main disciplines called lifts. They are, in order, the squat, the bench press, and the deadlift. Each athlete has 3 attempts with 1 minute per attempt to start the lift. There are 3 referees, and each of them give a white light in case of a good lift and a red light in case of a no lift.
The athletes are separated per weight, age and sex category. The sum of each of the best attempts per lift builds the total, and the athlete with the bigger total is the winner. In case of a draw, the lighter lifter wins.
The squat is the first movement of the competition. On that lift, the use of the legs and the back is extremely important. Once the athlete stands erect with his knees locked and the bar on his back, the central referee gives the squat command. The lifter then bends his knees and lowers his body until the top surface of the legs at the hip joint are lower than the top surface of his knees. He then comes back up, locking his knees and hips in order to complete the lift. The central referee will then give the rack command, and the athlete has to put the bar on the squat rack. There are 3 main mistakes to avoid in order to not have a no lift on the squat. First, if the athlete isn't standing erect with his knees locked at the beginning and at the end of the squat event. Second, if the proper competition depth isn't reached at the bottom of the movement. Third, if the athlete doesn't complete the lift with a single upward movement, meaning if the bar goes down during the ascent of the movement.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the EPF YouTube channel. This is already the last day of the 2025 European Equipped Powerlifting Championship for the open side. It went by so fast. My name is Alexandre Renaudin and I'm here joined by Ivan Eratzen.
Hello Alex. It has been a very interesting 5 days here, and will be the 6th. This will be the final showdown for the heaviest and the strongest open class lifters.
We have 2 flights today. This morning's flight, only one group, the 84s and 84 pluses. And later on in the day we'll have the big boys, the 120 and 120 pluses. Some huge weights are going to be moved today, and the range of openers for this squat session starting from 190 going as far up as 270. It'll be big, and it looks like very much a battle in the 84 pluses. They pretty much all have the same subtotal forecasted.
Yeah, looking very, very close. And even in the minus 84s, there looks to be some sort of scrap on the podium itself.
Starting off with Emilia Artaja from Finland, 190. Is the first squat of the day a good one? Yes, 3 white lights. Should be a great time for today. In true equipped fashion, a bit of tempo at the bottom, waiting for the coach's command to go up. And next up we have Patricia Slizova from Slovakia, 205. In the 84 pluses. She maintains her upper back positioning. We'll have to wait for the lights. They're all white, she's fine. A good lift.
I was afraid there for a second she was gonna not go deep enough, but she just pushed a couple of centimeters further when she looked like she had nothing left and then went up no problem.
Julie Albrecht-Hansen from Denmark, opening with 207.5 kilos. Three-step walkout, very optimized.
Oh, we're gonna have to wait and see here. It's 3 white lights, a good lift. Just about hits the right depth. Very proficient.
Next out from Iceland, Agnes Rosmundottir, opening 15 kilos above our registered PB. Something must have happened in training when you have a registered PB of 195 and you're opening on 210.
Now we'll see how it moves.
It moves pretty good.
Unfortunately not deep enough. I was a bit afraid of that. But I think she can definitely go a couple centimeters further down.
The bigger the quads, the harder it is to judge. Moving on to Ankie Timmers from Luxembourg, 217.5. She's looking like the strong favorite of the under 84s. 607 on prognosis with only her openers.
Yeah, a bit of a way ahead, about 30 kilos ahead of the other competitors on prognosis. And her first squat looking strong. A 2-to-1 good lift. Of course, she also needs a bench and a deadlift. We've seen yesterday that you cannot relax after getting squat in.
Yeah, I think she'll be safe with that one. But just in case for those not so familiar with powerlifting, could you remind us what is the rule in terms of depth? What are we looking for?
The crease that is created when you start bending over, start going down, the crease that is created in the hip needs to go below the top of the kneecap.
Now moving on to Victoria Kostyuk from Ukraine, 220 kilos. A bouncy squat. 3 white lights, a good lift.
Really using the big quads, the big body to basically bump herself out of the hole.
And the next lifter out is Katerina Mulyar from Ukraine. Another member of the EPF media team on the platform. She's been taking pictures, videos, running a part of the EPF Instagram since the beginning of this competition. But now she's opening with 225, I mean.
That is an impressive opener.
And she just drops down into the hole. 3 white lights, a solid opener.
Even more impressive when she does it like that. And that was super fast on the way down for an equipped squat.
And she just walked out like, that was no biggie, come on, load it up.
You don't often see emotion from the Ukrainians unless they really win it big.
3 more runners to go. 2 in the under 84s and 1 in the 84 pluses. Sofia Kamlund from Sweden, also 225. Opening very close as you can get to our PB of 227.5. Just a bit shaky, but still it went up. However, it was not deep enough. According to 2 of the 3 referees, no lift for the Swedish.
She's gonna have to go a bit lower. I don't think she has far to go.
She felt the water. She will now need to adapt in the second round of squat. In the 84 pluses, Heidi Ila Arnesen from Norway opening with 242.5. She's 55 years old, been competing 26 years, and she has the heaviest opener of her weight class. You can only tip your hat to that.
That is a very fast moving 242.5.
That is very impressive lifting. One last opener. Karen Frisch Henderson from Denmark opening with 270.
And the bar is loaded. Karin opening at 270.
That would be 45 kilo of separation between her and the second best squat in the under 84s.
And that would be quite a mountain to climb for the other athletes.
I mean, surely that would be squat gold, right?
I would dare presume so.
Make it count. I think she might have lost her positioning at the bottom here.
We're gonna see on the replay what exactly happened there.
Because she definitely looked strong enough. Slight pre-hinge. And right here she lost it.
Yeah, just lost her balance.
The bar is loaded.
We're not gonna sound worried just after the first round of squat, but we don't want to lose one of our favorite again. The second round starts with Emilia Ataya from Finland with a 15 kilo jump that makes it 205. That would be for a 5 kilo PB in the second round of squat.
That is a 2-to-1 good lift with a blue from the right side referee.
That blue light could be for only 2 things, either downwards movements on the way up, which I don't think happened here, or an improper lock at the top. So, do you think that she was not fully extended, either the knees or the hips?
Yeah, I think the closest to a blue light I could see there was maybe her knees being just not quite straight at the top.
The jury have looked at it, they seem to be happy with it, so we're moving on to Agnes Rosmundottir. She's retaking 210, she just lacked a bit of depth. Does that look deeper to you?
It seems it did to the referees. That is a 2-to-1 good lift this time.
And so a 15 kilo personal best.
And it looked just about the same to me, maybe a couple centimeters lower. But if she wants to convince all three for her third just to be safe, I think she's gonna have to go a bit lower even.
Julie Albert Hansen from Denmark, 215. This one's for 2.5 kilo personal best in competition. It still looked very fast, however, it is not deep enough. 2 to 1, a no lift.
Two red lights. She can retake it for her third attempt. Try again. I mean, to be honest, with that speed, I think she could even go up a couple kilos. Oh, and the jury has overruled.
The jury has overruled the previously
Talking about going up a couple kilos, I'm sure she'll go a couple more now.
Especially when she knows that this type of squat classes, she felt comfortable. She can make, I mean, at least a 5 kilo jump now. She could be looking at a squat podium in the class. Patricia Slisova from Slovakia jumping 15 kilos to match our personal best of 220.
Struggling to reach depth and a big fight on the way up.
Is that gonna be properly locked out is the question. No. Lack of depth for both side referees and not a proper lockout according to the chief referee. I can see both on the replay, to be honest.
It was really hard and she started shaking. Props to her that she finished the squat more or less with the shaking going on. We've seen yesterday a couple fails.
Sophia Kamlund, one of the two lifters that's yet to be on the board, she's retaking 225. We're looking forward to seeing her squat just slightly deeper. And she'll be safe in the competition. Make the effort.
Looks better to me. And so it does to the referees. It's 3 white lights. No, it's 2 to 1. Pardon me.
Can we see a jury intervention on that squat? Probably not.
I don't think we'll see it. It's super hard to see, and the side referees both agreed that the depth was there.
So she gets the 4 cookies, 4 red plates plus the colors. Now moving on to Honky Timmers from Luxembourg for that same exact attempt, 225. It's a 7.5 kilo jump for her. She looked very solid in the first round of squat. Let's see it, Anki, make it move.
Looking strong. And that is 3 white lights, a good lift.
Up to the standards with more room for improvement. Some great lifting. 4 more squats in the second round. And the next two are for Ukrainian lifters. We now have Victoria Kostyuk jumping 10 kilos from 220 to 230.
Oh, and just losing balance in the bottom position. Just tipping forwards. That is going to be a no lift. Kostyuk.
Today on the platform instead of on the camera. The bar is loaded for Katya of the Ukraine.
Katarina Mulia, aka Katya from Ukraine, 232.5.
So Katya,
7.5 kilo jump after what looked like a comfortable opener.
very solid first squat.
And without Andersen on the board, she's in squat gold in the under 84s. I think that's why she's playing it safe right now.
Yeah, so far so good. Can she bring another medal to the media team?
Wow,
I think she can.
she's bouncy. 3 white lights, a good lift.
Highlights for Ukraine. Next,
That's an impressive squat, I'm gonna be honest. It's looking very comfortable, very fast.
bar is loaded.
And flags are up in the air. It's a good lift.
Experienced lifters we have here today. With
Now to the Norwegian Heidi Ile Arnesen. Jumping 7.5 from 242.5 to 250. The Norwegian are great supporters. 2-1, a good lift for Heidi.
And there's a depth red card from the center referee. But as long as the side referees agree, it's usually okay. And oh, I think the referees have shown the flags, and I think the
Because I think the
center-
lights are going away too quickly for people to see, but we have it on our screen on the right side.
for Denmark.
Karen Thringe Henderson from Denmark retaking 270. She missed it on what looked like a hiccup in the technique. Hopefully that was not strength.
kind of a problem in the bottom position. Can she keep the tightness?
It looks different.
Yeah, this time looks better.
How about the lights? They're all white. She's on the board. So back on top in the under 84s in squat gold. Anderson from Denmark. Thankfully she's on the board. She was forecasted to be in second position overall in the class. So for the time being, squat podiums in the under 84s, Anki Timmers from Luxembourg with 225. Second position, Katerina Mouliard, 232.5. And squat gold, Karen Frisch Anderson, 270. In the 84 pluses, 210 is in third, Agnes Rosmundotir, 220 for Victoria Kostruk from Ukraine. And leading the charge with 250, Heidi Hill Harnesen. We have 10 more squats to go to see who gets which gold medal. However, from the looks of it, Henderson and Hille Harnesen should be fine with their gold medals.
From the looks of it, they are definitely fine.
Emilia Ataya from Finland opens the third round with 210. It's a 5 kilo jump for a 5 kilo personal best.
That looked like a great third attempt. You see a blue light from the center referee. I think she was once again not completely extended in the top position.
Yeah, I agree. This is what we are seeing. Just slightly unlocked at the hips, not fully extended. But the lift apparently will stand, and we are happy for her. She's building the subtotal as she should. Moving on to Julie Halbert Hansen from Denmark, 220, that's a 5 kilo jump for that same amount of a personal best. That might have looked higher than her previous squats. No lift, all reds. And in that case, the jury cannot intervene. They can only intervene when the refs on the platform are not unanimous.
And I definitely think she did cut too much depth there. As the weight gets heavier, lifters tend to squat higher or to a lesser depth, and once it reaches the point, it can become a no lift.
Let's see if Patricia Slisova from Slovakia can correct what happened in the second round with 220. She'll need both depth and technique. This is for provisional squat silver in the class of the 84 pluses. Oh, a false start at the bottom. No lift. She'll stay on 205, her opener. 1 for 3 in the squat event.
That is a risk with a larger jump. Went 15 kilos up for her second, and it didn't pay off.
And the bar is loaded for the Icelandic Agnes Rosmundóttir. She's making a sizable jump of 17.5 kilos. That makes it 227.5. That would be a personal best. But apparently the rack height is wrong. So in that case, when it's not the fault of the lifters, the clock should be reset. And you can see it's been reset. She has 50 seconds to unrack and receive the squat command. That will be plenty of time. And let's see that third attempt, which is also a silver and a PB attempt.
Come on, Agnes. She stands up. Unfortunately not deep enough. I think she just cut too much depth there.
I didn't want to ruin the party and talk before the referees, but I think I can only agree with that call.
Yeah, she did cut too much depth. That's unfortunate.
So she'll stay in 4th position in the squat event of the class with 210. Back in the under 84s, we go with Sofia Kamlund from Sweden, attempting a 5 kilo jump. That makes for a 30 kilo attempt. That would be a 2.5 kilo PB and a bronze medal attempt. She really gave the ref time, and it works. 3 white lights, provisional bronze.
Provisional bronze medal. And we're gonna be seeing some fights here now in the 84 pluses, not so much, but in the minus 84s definitely.
Re-attempting 230 kilos is Victoria Kostruk from Ukraine. She was not successful with that 10 kilo jump in the second round. She already has squat silver, but 10 more kilos in total could do a huge difference at the end of the day to try and secure the title of vice champion in the class.
And looking a lot better this time. A 2-to-1 good lift for Kostiuk.
However, still a depth call from the chief referee. Moving on to Honky Timers from Luxembourg, attempting a 10 kilo jump, 235 kilos, but I think I'm hearing from the speaker that she might not be coming for that attempt. And that has been confirmed, so she'll stay in fourth position in the squat. She won't be attempting to try and grab the silver medal. She's the favorite of the class. No need to risk anything when you feel comfortable. Save some energy and move on.
That is true.
That might be a great time for us to thank some of our sponsors. We have ESN, Elite Sports Nutrition, Maniac Fitness, Visit Malta, SBD, all four sponsors of the EPF. We have great competitions being held in Malta. ESN is here. They provide free samples to try out their protein, top-notch quality. Maniac Fitness provided the rack, the weights, the bar, the colors, and obviously SBD. Everyone knows them. This is the best equipment on the market. Knee sleeves, knee wraps, everything you can dream of to perform in powerlifting. Back to the action with Katerina Muliar, Katja, 242.5, a 10 kilo jump. She already has secured squat silver, but looking to improve her total to try and make a case for herself in the race for the podium in the under 84s.
It's gonna be hard work for Katja if she wants to get onto the overall podium. But she definitely has the silver squat medal, and these 10 kilos would go a long way trying to do that.
That same exact technique, and it's still moving very well for Katja. 3 white lights.
And that was not that different from her first attempt. It looks like she could just keep going and going.
She maintained form perfectly and executed that squat how she wanted it. It was 2.5 under her personal best, but she looked good for her personal best today, 100%. The last 2 squats of this morning's flight, we have Heidi Hille Arnesen and Karen Frisch Henderson, the Norwegian and the Danish, in 2 different weight classes. Heidi in the 84 pluses attempting 255, a 5 kilo jump for a match PB. That would equal the worst Master 2 record. Oh, why didn't she chip it? 3 white lights, a good lift. I mean, with 500 grams more, she could have had a new World Master 2 record.
Well, she cannot chip the master record in the open division though.
Oh, you're right, she needed 257.5.
Yeah, she would.
That might have been a tougher ask.
She would have to go into the Masters 2 competition to be able to chip the Masters 2 record.
She's the strongest Master 2 there is.
That's why she's competing with the Open.
And we wanted
And
a
dominating
record
the
attempt.
Open.
Karen Frisch Henderson from Denmark is going to attempt the world record in the under 84s. Currently that world record stands at 279.9. She would break it by 1 kilo and chip it, getting a strategical advantage to use later on because she's nominated in second, but that squat record will come in handy. A 10.5 kilo jump for Karen Frisch, world record attempt.
And it goes up. It's a 2-to-1, a good lift.
So a new world record. We'll still have a look at the replay to see whether or not that world record is safe from a jury intervention. They are still discussing it. So I'm gonna give the podium for the 84 pluses, waiting for the jury discussion to be done. With 210 kilos, Emilia Ataya gets squat bronze. The Ukrainian Victoria Kostyuk gets squat silver with 230 kilos. And with 255, The Master 2 ID Hill Harnesen collects squat gold. The record is saved, so in the under 84s, squat bronze goes to Sweden with Sofia Kamlund at 230 kilos. Squat silver to the EPF media team in Ukraine with Katja Molar to 42.5. And so squat gold goes to Denmark with a new world record of 280.5 with Karen Trige Henderson. We'll be back in about 19 minutes for bench press. See you then. And after a 20-minute break, we are back live from Pilsen, Czechia, the 2025 European Equipped Powerlifting Championship, the second to the last flight of the open part of that championship, a two-weight class flight, the 84s and 84 pluses. We've had a phenomenal squat session. We've had an equal record in the World Master 2 record with Hille Harnesen from Norway hitting 255 and collecting squat gold in the 84 pluses. And Henderson from Denmark broke the World Open record with 280.5. Running order of the bench openers, we're gonna go from 60 with Karen Fringe Henderson to 190. And opening raw, getting 3 white lights.
190 kilos, that is a big opener.
Are we going to see Karen Fringe Henderson get into a suit now that she's opened? We might.
We might, but she's gonna have to hurry up. If you ever try to put on a bench press shirt, it can take quite a bit of time.
Next out is Katya Mulyar from Ukraine, 120 kilos.
And that is a strong opener for Katya. 3 white lights, a good lift.
Next up, also from Ukraine, Victoria Kostyuk. The bar is loaded.
The same weight for Victoria Kostyuk. A friendly bench battle for the two Ukrainians in two different weight classes.
Let's see if that was locked out. I don't think it was. She gets a blue and a yellow. That is going to be a no lift for Kostyuk.
Opening 122.5. The bar is loaded.
Bar is loaded for Agnes Rosmundottir from Iceland, 122.5 our opener. It's gonna be 3 white lights, a solid opener.
Next lifter out, Finland's Emilia Haapela.
And the next lifter out is from Finland, Emilia Taija, opening with the same weight of 122.5.
The bar is loaded.
The bar is loaded.
3 white lights and a good lift for the Finn.
Next lifter out, Slovakia's Patricia Slizova.
And things are really looking super close in the 84 plus kilo category.
125 for Patricia Slizova from Slovakia. Yeah, it's tough to guess who's getting a bench medal in that class. At the moment, only 7.5 kilos are separating the whole weight class. Oh, I think the bar dipped here.
I am afraid it did. Let's wait out for the lights, and unfortunately it's 2 yellows and a blue. Blue would be for downward motion here. Yellow would indicate there was some sort of lifting somewhere.
The bar is loaded.
Heidi Hille Harnesen from Norway, 130 kilos.
That is a great looking opener.
3 white lights.
3 lifters to go in this round. We have Elmar Tjuli Hansen.
We have 3 more openers to go.
To open up
2 are 155 and 1 is 190.
That is an impressive opener.
And so the Danish in the under 84s, Julie Albrecht Hansen, is opening with 155.
When her arm just twisted from underneath the bar. That spells trouble for the Dane.
But did the loss of control came from the wrist or the suit?
the bar is loaded for Sweden.
I think it came from the suit. He pushed her elbow forward.
Kom igen Sofia.
Same opener for Sofia Kamlund from Sweden, 155. To the 1, a good lift, but a yellow light from the left-hand side referee. Could that be for the glutes lifting off the bench?
Yellows can spell trouble.
I think she should be safe here. Maybe it was for a miscommand that we didn't get.
Hey, everything seems to stay in contact, so she should be good here. And now for our final opener, a fairly massive opener.
Is opening at 190 kilos.
By the looks of it, that would pretty much secure bench gold on the opener. But
Yeah.
we've seen troubles with such big openers so far. I mean,
That is true.
yesterday we had the most eventful bench session we've ever seen. So far, it's getting better, but
Hey, eventful is one way to put it.
not to be dramatic. She looks to be very much in control. She receives the press command.
Looks good. And it's 3 white lights. No trouble with the huge opener.
Undeniable 3 whites. Some great bench press action. It was somewhat of a struggle to touch the chest, but she manages to do so. Receives the press command and pushes up. So with that, she's well in the lead of the under 84s in the bench press event with 190. She's already created separation. She has a 415 subtotal, and she's being chased by Kamlund with only 385. Moving on to the second round with Karin Fringe Henderson. We were mentioning that she opened raw and she was probably going to put on a suit. She's done just that. So going from 60 to 115.
That is a 55 kilo jump in women's bench press. Not something you see every day.
Maybe she saw what happened yesterday and just wanted to be safe, secure the total.
And that looks like a strong 115.
It does indeed, 3 white lights.
And you know what? I completely stand behind that decision. That seems like a very reasonable thing to do when you see 9 athletes bomb out of a competition in a single flight. You want to just be that much safer.
And looking to secure at least one bench, Victoria Kostyuk from Ukraine retaking 120. Bit difficult to stabilize the bar, but she receives the press command, pushes up. Is that locked down enough according to the refs? Yes, 3 white lights. She's on the board.
This time she manages to do the 120 kilos and she can build up on that on her third. See, she has great speed off the chest.
The bar is loaded for Patricia Slisova. One of the last 2 lifters we are missing on the bench press board. She's retaking 125.
And it looks a lot better this time. It's 3 white lights and all of the 84 plus kilo women are on the board. One in the minus 84s still missing.
Bar is loaded for Katja Molyar from Ukraine, jumping 7.5 kilos. Should this one move well, she might be pacing for an equal PB.
The first one was super fast, and when we were looking at Katja's squats, they were all super fast, so I'm not expecting this to slow down much. It slows down slightly, but it's still 3 white lights.
Can we expect that 132.5 to equal a personal best?
I think it would be a very reasonable Third attempt here.
And Emilia is coming out for a 127.5 kilos.
Emilia Etaya coming out to jump 5 kilos to match our personal best of 127.5. Provisional bench silver in the 84 pluses. I don't think the bar ever dipped. It might have paused, but yeah, 3 white lights, a good lift.
As long as the bar does not move downwards, you are quite alright. And that is exactly what we see here. Bar stops but does not move downwards.
A 10 kilo jump for Agnes Rosmundot here. 132.5. That would be a 5 kilo personal best and provisional bench gold.
Big effort and 3 white lights. She seems very happy with that.
Of course, I mean, a 5 kilo personal best, you can only be happy with that.
Going for 135 kilos for second attempt bench. The bar is
Heidi Hille Hanesen from Norway, jumping 5 kilos from 130 to 135. This is provisional bench gold in the 84 pluses. And for those wondering at home, this is the very last flight of women's on the open side. And for the time being, in terms of best lifters, we have Blanka Partonkova leading the charge with 104 in terms of good lift points. Three white lights, a good lift.
next lifter out is Julie from Denmark. Reattempting 155. The bar is loaded for Denmark.
Next lifter out is the only one we are missing on the board. Julie Albers Hansen from Denmark, retanking 155.
And that is a 2-to-1 good lift for Albrecht.
Next lifter out is Sofia Cameron from Sweden.
We have everyone on the board, but the jury will take that under review as there was a yellow light here.
Bar is loaded.
And I think we're going to have a bench session with everyone on the board.
Second attempt.
What a welcome sight.
Sofia Kamlund from Sweden, jumping 5 kilos from 155 to 160. But yeah, maybe it was more difficult for the lighter weight classes to adapt to the stiffer bench pad. And I think the mental aspect also played a role. When you see multiple of the opponents fail to register an opener, it starts to play with your mentals, and more fails lead to more fails. It had a bad effect on the whole weight class.
Let's see if that was locked out. Unfortunately, there's going to be a 2-to-1 no lift for Kamlund.
But it was locked out.
Last lifter in the round is Anki Timmers
I think it was for downwards movements, but I'm
Yeah.
not sure it was the whole bar dipping.
We'll see if the jury has a say about it. Yeah, talking about yesterday, I think we've had sort of a case of mass hysteria here. Fail after fail after fail, and the lifters get nervous, they get scared, they talk to each other, and kind of exaggerate every issue that has happened to every single one on the platform.
And once one of them started to find the solution in the resources to manage a bench, multiple of them done so too. I mean, managing such weights it's also very much mental. Let's see what Henke Timmers from Luxembourg can do with 195. She doesn't seem to be too satisfied with the setup. She'll have 15 more seconds to try and receive the start command. But it is pretty exhausting on ranking twice. Never mind, she doesn't look to be exhausted.
That is another 3 white lights and another huge bench on the board for Timmers.
She continues to solidify her position as the favorite of the class. So obviously she leads the under 84s with that 195, followed by Sophia Kamlund with 155 in bench press silver, and in bronze, Katja Muliar. So I don't think that ranking is going to be shaken up by the third round of bench unless Hansen from Denmark can manage an attempt. But didn't she had it in the second round?
It looks like it was overturned. Either that or a scoring error here. Not quite sure. That is going to be too heavy for Andersen. Got the 115. She's in a great position.
Next out is Patricia Slisova from Slovakia, jumping 2.5 kilos. That makes it for 127.5. Come on.
Looks like a great second attempt, a third attempt there. That is 3 white lights, and she takes this bench press bronze medal provisionally. With 2 lifters who will try and take it away.
Bar is loaded for Victoria Kostyuk from Ukraine, jumping 10 kilos from 120 to 130 kilos. She struggles to touch the chest. Finally manages to do so.
Oh, such hard work to lock it out. She's not giving up, but I think that wasn't quite there, unfortunately. She's on the board with 120.
It was so difficult for her to stabilize the bar at the bottom, but to receive the press command you need to stabilize the bar not only touch the chest. Final attempt for Katja Muliar from Ukraine is 132.5, the match PB attempt we were expecting.
Just can't quite lock it out.
I smelled trouble when I saw that the left elbow was unlocking before the right one.
It's usually a sign of a lifter being very close to the limit, and a question of whether they are just below it or just over it. But she still stands in bench press bronze, and that will not change unless Hansen can make an attempt.
Emilia Ataya from Finland also attempting 132.5, but that one would be for a 5 kilo personal best in competition. How about that one for a third? 3 white lights.
That was a super speedy third attempt, really using the momentum she gets off the chest by the use of the shirt.
Immaculate
Power through the
technique.
lockout.
Look at that.
Exquisite.
Bar is loaded for the Icelandic Agnes Rosmundsdottir. 137.5. 5 kilo jump for that same amount of her personal best. The 29-year-old nurse has been competing 5 years and she stays collecting personal bests. Let's hear the yo-yo-yos. She fires
It's a
through it.
big battle.
5 kilos turns out to be too much. No lift for Agnes.
Still a great effort.
And the next lifter out is Heidi Hille Hanesen. She has already secured bench press gold. But still, she's going to attempt a 5 kilo jump to try and pull away even more in the class. On prognosis, she has a 70 kilo lead. That's substantial.
She won the squat by quite a margin. She's winning the bench by quite a margin. And from the looks of it, she's the best deadlifter by quite a lot. Am I seeing this right? Does she have her singlet?
Yeah, just like her previous attempt, she had the singlet on backwards. There's nothing in the rulebook that says you can't do that.
I completely agree. If it's not forbidden, it's allowed. An interesting choice though.
Maybe it keeps the suit and the bench press shirt in a better position.
Perhaps, I'm sure she has a reason for doing that.
And now a pivotal attempt. One we did not see get overturned because at first her 155 in the second round was a good lift. And we were very surprised to see it turn red on the scoreboard. So she'll need to retake 155. It was a 2-1 with 1 yellow from the chief referee. We need 3 white Julie to stay in the competition.
Come on.
Please.
It's a struggle. She locks it out. And it's 3 white lights this time, so there will be no overturning that, and she stays in the competition.
So we do have a session in which we keep all the lifters all throughout the bench press.
That is a great sight to see.
lesson learned from yesterday. We move on with Sofia Kamlund from Sweden, who's going to retake 160. This is to go from bench press bronze to bench press silver guaranteed.
Den här har du. Kom igen Sofia.
That's 3 white lights this time for Sofia Hamlund. And she gets the 160.
The last lifter in this group is Luxembourg's.
This was a fairly important lift for her, as it puts her 15 kilos ahead of Mouliar going into the deadlift round, and just 10.5 kilos behind Andersen, so Kamlund can fight it out for silver medal while keeping the spot on the podium fairly secure.
And once again, I think we are gonna have the last attempt being scrapped out. Enki Timmers doesn't seem to be coming out for her last attempt. She has already collected bench press gold, so that closes out a great bench press session with every athlete staying in. I mean, it was a question of adaptation all along, and that bench pad is stiff, but it's creepy, and when you get the hang of it, you can perform. We've seen multiple athletes collecting new PRs. So the podium in the bench press in the under 84s, 155, bench bronze for Julie Albrecht Hansen from Denmark, bench silver with 160 from Sweden, Sofia Kamlund, and bench press gold 195 from Luxembourg, Anki Timmers. We'll see you in about 19 minutes for deadlifts.
Yeah, as this is a single group, there is a longer break in between so that the athletes can warm up. So we'll see you back.
And after this quick 20-minute break, we are back live from Pilsen, Czechia for the deadlifts of the under 84s and 84 pluses. Subtotals in the under 84s. The podium is looking like 390, 395, and 420 for Sophia Kamlund, Karen Frith Henderson, and Anki Timmers from Luxembourg leading the charge. In the 84 pluses, the podium 342.5, 350, and 395 leading the charge. ID Hill Harnesen from Norway.
We have seen some attempt changes for the opening lifts. Katja Muliar has raised her opener to 200 and Andersen has lowered it to 180. So after round one, the second, third and fourth placed competitors in the 84s will be very, very close. We got a podium fight on our hands, ladies and gentlemen.
And the podium is also yet to be determined in the under 84s. So a lovely fight for the podium, starting off with Patricia Slisova from Slovakia, 160. Looking pretty comfortable. 3 white lights, a good lift. Her total is secured. The first podium contender to open is Victoria Kostyuk from Ukraine, 162.5.
A bit of work towards the lockout, but he manages his 3 white lights.
The thing is that Kostyuk has the bodyweight advantage against Ataya Rosmundotir. And so Rosmundotir is coming out to pull 170. Provisional 4th position, should everyone manage an opener.
It all depends on how these openers move, how big of a jump they can take to their second attempts.
And no deadlift suits for Agnes.
That looked like a strong opener.
Emilia Ataya from Finland, also opening with 170. She's one of the 3 lifters that would land on 512.5 in the first round of deadlifts. Explosive hook pull, 3 white lights.
It is a great opening attempt.
Hard to guess where the sticking point would be. This one is so fluid. Bar is loaded for Julie Albrecht Hansen from Denmark, 180 in the under 84s.
And there is a smooth opening attempt. 3 white lights and she is using a deadlift suit. That's usually the case in the super heavyweight categories. We sometimes see lifters opting not to use a suit on the deadlifts. I presume mostly because it would hinder them more than help them.
Three white lights. That was all business. Came, pulled, left. Heidi Hill Harnesen from Norway, 180. 3 white lights, say good lifts.
Next up, Sweden, Sofia Kamlund.
3 more openers to go.
Is loaded.
185 for Sofia Kamlund from Sweden.
Another strong opening attempt. There is 3 white lights for Kamlund.
Next lifter out, Luxembourg's Anki Timmers. The bar is loaded.
Next lifter out is the lifter that is aiming to secure a title in the under 84s, Anki Timmers from Luxembourg, opening with 190.
There is another fairly comfortable opener. And we have come all the way to our last opening attempt.
She's not safe yet, but if she can manage something along the lines of a 7.5 kilo jump, she should be very safe in that first position. The last one to open is Katia Moliar from Ukraine, 200 kilos. Very much looking at deadlift gold in the class. Let's see it. How about the lights? 3 whites, lovely opener from Katia Moliar. Everyone's on the board, every total has been secure. Now the battle is on, the stage is set for the final podium in the open division. The 84s and 84 pluses are gonna put on a show.
Things are looking super close.
Things are looking very close indeed. We have multiple lifters ending on the same total. This first round of deadlifts is promising.
Definitely promising.
Look at
We're
this, 575, 575, 570, 512, 512, 512. Interesting session. The second round starts with Victoria Kostyuk from Ukraine, trying to go from 4th to 2nd in the deadlift event of the 84 pluses. She's in the 2nd position in the class.
It's hard work on the lockout, but we've seen that with her opening attempt also. And she pulls through. It's 3 white lights and a good lift for Kostyuk, giving her 522.5. Hataya and Rosemundsdottir will overtake her with their second attempt if they are successful, but just barely.
The bar is loaded.
The bar is loaded for Patricia Slisova from Slovakia. A 15 kilo jump to go from 5th to 2nd in the deadlift event of the 84 pluses. Struggling at lockout. I'm not sure it is properly locked out. This is why it took a lot of time for her to receive the command, and no lift.
That is unfortunate. She's gonna have to put a bit more force into it. Just those last couple centimeters, but they can be super hard.
Bars loaded for Agnes Rosemundsdottir. A 12.5 kilo jump to go from 4th to 1st in the deadlift event, 4th to 2nd in the 84 pluses. We're gonna see a lot of that.
And another fairly hard lockout. She had to move her leg out of the way practically there.
2-1, a good lift, but supporting on the thighs signaled by the right side referee, I think, is for these two movements. Pretty clear to me, but how is this one going to be judged? Is the question. The jury will need to be unanimous to overturn that lift. But with too much going on the platform, our sole focus is directed to the stage. Emilia Ataya from Finland jumping 12.5 kilos to go from 4th to 1st in the deadlift event, 4th to 2nd in the 84 pluses.
And that is a very strong looking second attempt.
Good lift for Finland. Well done. Next lifter.
She probably had the least struggle of the three with her second. Therefore in the strongest position, but a lot can change, a lot can go wrong.
In the under 84s, Julie Albrecht is jumping 10 kilos, 190 loaded for her second attempt. This to go from 4th to 2nd in the deadlift event. I'm not sure that one is properly locked out.
She had a bit of a wobble at the top, and unfortunately insufficient lockout and a blue light. That's gonna be a no lift.
So she stays in 4th for the time being. Moving on to Sofia Kamlund from Sweden. She's jumping from 185 to 192.5. This is to go from 3rd to 2nd in both the deadlift event and the overall rankings. That should do it.
That is 3 white lights and a fairly comfortable second attempt.
Next up, we have Norway and Heidi Hille Andersen. The ball is loaded.
Moving on into our final second attempt in the 84 pluses. Heidi Hille Arnesen of Norway, 195 kilos on the bar for a 590 total. And she is running very far away from the other competitors. Oh, let's see the lights here. It's a 2-1 good lift with a red for insufficient lockout. I was a bit afraid of that, but we'll see on the replay how it looks from a different angle and see whether the jury will have a say about it.
17.5 kilo jump here.
And Karen Trige Andersen with a 17.5 kilo jump to 197.5 pulls quite a bit ahead in the battle for second and third place in the 84s. Currently standing at 593 with Kamlund at 582 and Muliar, if she's successful, at 580. Anki Timmers, 200 kilos.
I think with that one, she should be safe for the overall in the class. Not for the deadlift podium, but 100% for the overall, because even with our forecasted third attempt, Andersen is only prognosed with 608, and now Timmers is standing strong with 620.
Yeah, I think Timmers has a chance here. If she goes for 212.5, gets a 632.5 total, she gets into third place overall.
Katja Muliar going for 210. That's not her PB yet. This one should move, especially with the speed of her opener. But it's the grip on the right side.
It slips out of her hands,
Lifted, no lift.
and we'll see.
Round 3 of the
I think she'll
deadlifts.
still be pulling for the podium positions. She's still the strongest deadlifter.
Let's see what happens.
100%. If, especially considering that in the third round the bar is going to be brushed to optimize grip. But for now, the standings in the 84s. Anke Timmer standing strong with 620, followed by Karen Fitch Anderson with 593. And the podium is completed with Sofia Kamlund from Sweden, 582.5, all subject to change. And in the 84 pluses, 590, Heidi Hille Hannessen is safe in the lead, followed by Emilia Ataya with 525. But that 525 is going to change, and right behind her we have 525, 522. So it's going to be a battle.
Victoria Kostiuk battling with 175. I think she knows she couldn't quite lock out that one. And that means she's gonna stay in fourth in the 84 pluses. Hastaya and Rosemundsdottir battling it out. Who will take the silver and who will take the bronze?
Second try at 175 for Slisova.
Patricia Slizova working for the 175.
It looks like the same attempt as in the second round. That lockout won't pass. No lift, unfortunately, no lift.
Denmark up next, Julie Hansen. 190.
And that next attempt is pretty much the last attempt that won't change the look of the final rankings.
The bar is
Julie Albrecht Hansen from Denmark retaking 190. She stays in fifth in both the deadlift and in total. And then the final 7 attempts are going to be just full-on madness. Deadlift medals going around, totals, final placings jumping around.
Full gas, no brakes from now on. A battle for the medals.
And to try and end on a high note, Julie 190. She's done more in the past.
Looks better this time, no wobble at the top, and she gets the 3 white lights.
I agree, this one is deserved. And you might be hearing it through our microphone. The crowd is now getting loud for Agnes Rosmundsdottir from Iceland. 190 loaded on the bar in the 84 pluses to go from third to second in both the deadlift and in total. She's been looking good. Watch out for supporting on the thighs. It was a 2-for-1 during the second round. You don't want more blues than that. Oh, it won't pass the knees.
Unfortunately, too heavy for Rosmundsdottir. And that means Taya will be your vice champion, regardless of what happens.
So a temp change coming in. Who's that for? So Ataya has bumped up her attempt to try and get deadlift gold in the 84 pluses, but since she has the lot number above Kamlund of the 84s, Kamlund is going to step onto the platform first. So Sofia is in third position in the under 84s, but she's in fourth in the deadlift event. She wants to grab a medal. She's jumping 5 kilos to try and collect bronze in the deadlift event.
This will give her a 587.5 total and give Muliar hard work to do to try and beat her for the podium.
Come on.
And I think it was the absolutely right call to lower that third attempt. This was absolutely everything she had.
So that's a provisional medal in the deadlift event of the under 84s, but 2 more deadlifts to go in the 84 pluses and 3 more deadlifts to go in the under 84s. Back in the 84 pluses, we go with Emilia Ataya. She's the vice champion of the weight class, but she wants a shot at the deadlift gold. That's a big jump from 182.5 to 197.5. This is 7.5 above our registered PB. A Hail Mary for a deadlift medal. Let's see it.
Oh, it's going.
It could pass.
It's a 2-to-1 good lift. A blue light from the right-hand side referee. We'll see whether the jury determines that supporting on her thighs. It was certainly borderline. It could go either way here.
I could make a case for both whites and blues on that one.
And I think the jury will do nothing, which means she gets the deadlift gold for the time being.
And now the Norwegians are on their feet because Heidi Hill Arnesen is the champion of the 84 plus. But she wants her deadlift gold back. She's jumping 10 kilos from 195 to 205. She's pulled 220 in the past. She's very much capable. But it won't pass the knees, so deadlift gold goes to Finland and Ataya. But still, I mean, Hille Harnesen in true Norwegian fashion played clean, played fair, played through, and she's going to be the champion of the 84 pluses.
What a show we have had in the 84 pluses, and now to finish it off in minus 84s.
Attempt change are coming in to play for deadlift gold. We have Karen Thridge Henderson from Denmark jumping 10 kilos from 197.5 to 207.5. She's well set in that second position in the class, but this is to go from third to first for the time being in the deadlift event. Can she lock it out with that kind of weight? Looks like she can.
Oh, she absolutely can. That is 3 white lights for Andersen, and she takes the deadlift gold for the time being with 2 lifters to follow.
That gives her a 603 total. That's pretty big. We are now loading 212.5 for the champion of the class from Luxembourg, Honky Timmers. Why not collect another gold? This is to go from third to first in the deadlift. One last attempt for the champion of the class. That would give her 632.5 in total.
This is exactly the attempt I predicted. This gives her third position in the overall standings of all weight classes. Let's wait for the lights, and it's 3 white lights. She takes the deadlift gold provisionally. She takes the title in the 84s in style, and she puts herself in the overall podium with just a smidge over 100 GL points.
Yeah, she gets bench press gold, a medal in the deadlift, either gold or silver, gold medal in the class, and bronze medal overall of this whole championship. A great outing for Timmers, and one last pull for Katja Millar from Ukraine, jumping 7.5 kilos after missing for lack of grip during the second round. She's going all out for a deadlift medal and to try and manage a podium finish. So to go from third to first in the deadlift, from fourth to third in the class. Katja, it is your time.
Bring a podium to the media team.
Secure the
win.
Is that locked out enough? No, it is not. No lift. Her shoulders are too forward, according to two of the three referees. We'll have a look on the replay. How does the lockout look? Oh, that left knee is unlocked and that right shoulder is forward. It's gonna be hard to make a case for that deadlift. The coach is still going to the jury to try and argue, but it's gonna be hard. But for the time being, the podium in the 84 pluses in the deadlifts. Bronze medalist Agnes Rosmundotter with 182.5. With 195, Heidi Hill Arneson gets deadlift silver, and Helmini Ataya from Finland gets deadlift gold with 197.5. The coach is sent off, so in the under 84, Anke Timmers takes deadlift gold with 212.5, followed by Karen Triege Andersen 207.5, and Katja Molar ends up in deadlift bronze with 200s. Final placings in the under 84s on the podium, the Swedish Sofia Kamlund with 587.5, vice champion Karen Trijandersen from Denmark with 603, and the great champion from Luxembourg Anke Timmers with 632.5. In the 84 pluses, on the third step of the podium from Iceland, Agnes Rosmundotir with 525, vice champion with 540, Emilia Ataya from Finland, and the champion of the class from Norway, Heidi Hill Harnesen. That was a great flight, even though we only had one group. It was great two weight classes, intense battle for both individual medals in the squat, bench, and deadlift, and the whole class. It was amazing to follow with you, Erasem. We'll be back for the last flight of the open part of this championship at 1:30 in the afternoon. See you then.
pose 2.